All right, so we're almost there. We almost have a full CRUD application. We just need to be able to edit a contact and update. So in our actions file, let's go into contact actions.js. We already brought in the action type of update contact. Now let's add the function. So I'm going to do this down at the bottom. And let's say export. Actually, let's copy one of these to shorten this up a little bit. So I'll just grab the add contact. All right, so we want to export const update contact, and it's going to take in the contact, and then let's see, we want to, wait a minute, what did I do here? What the heck? Oh, it's just it's just because this is so small. There we go. I was confused. I thought the dispatch was in here. All right, so we're gonna make our request, which is gonna be a put request this time, not a post. So put, and we do want to pass the contact in. So this should be the updated version of the contact, and then we want to dispatch, but we want to dispatch update contact instead of add, and then just send along the response data. So let's save that, and let's go to our reducer, and inside the reducer we want to create a case for update contact. We already brought it in right here. So let's add the case in our switch. And for this, we want to return. We're going to do the same thing we did with the context API. We're going to use map to do the update. Okay, so we want to grab in contacts. We'll take state.contacts. So we'll take that array, we'll map through it, and we'll say for each one we want to call it contact, and we want to say where contact ID is equal to the action payload. Action.payload should have the ID, the name, the email, the phone, all that stuff. So we just want to match the ID. So we're going to say action payload.id. Okay, if that matches, then we want to set contact to that new contact. So action.payload. Okay, else then we just want to keep the contact. Okay, we don't want to change it. So that's our update. Let's save that. And now we have to implement it, so we'll go to edit contact, and let's see, we're going to have to bring in that action just like we brought in get contact, and then we're going to add that down at the bottom right here, update contact. Now let's go up here into the submit, and we want to send along the ID as well to the action, to the update contact. And actually this is the wrong endpoint. We're making a put request to do an update, so it needs the user's ID. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these into backticks. Oops. And then we're going to put in slash, and I'm going to include the ID within the contact object, so we'll say contact.id. All right, now let's go back to edit contact, and I'm going to take this and just move this below where we get the ID from the URL, and then just include the ID here like that, and then we can call our update contact. So that's going to be in props, so update contact. Actually, is it update contact? Yeah, so update contact, then we want to pass in UPD contact, which is this object here. So let's save that, and let's give it a shot. So I'm going to just reload this page here. Let's say Leangram1 and update. Okay, so it looks like that didn't work. Oh, you know what? I think, yeah, I have the same problem that I had in the add. I left the async and the dispatch here. And again, if I remember, I will change that in you guys' files, the starting point for Redux, so you don't have to delete this stuff. But this should now work, hopefully. So let's say Leangram1 and update. There we go. So it got updated here, and if we look in our Redux panel, it ran the update contact action, and then in the diff, you can see that in contacts, Leanne Graham has been changed to Leanne Graham 1 in the state. All right, cool. So up to this point, we've built this little application using the context API, and now we've built it with Redux, and we talked about all the core fundamentals of both React and Redux. So in the next section, what I want to do before we move on to our Firebase project, I want to talk about deployment. Okay, so I will see you in the next section.